Hello everybody, it's CG back. It's been a hot minute. Uh, so, to start us off today, I figure the best thing to do would be something I'm fairly decently known for. Either one of two things, Transformers or Beyblade, and today I chose Beyblade. This is one of my Lego Beyblades that I've built. I've built several. If you've seen some of my singular Lego Beyblade video before, some of these may look similar, some of these may look a little different. Some of these you may not even know exist because, well, they don't really exist anywhere else. Alright, I fade in and out on the freaking stadium. That's good enough. And today, I'll be going over my own sort of zombie combo, which you don't know what that means, but you are a blader. Has Meteo, Metal Face Bolt, Gen 2, Left Wing 105, Wave Wide Defense. If you know someone who's been in Beyblade for around 20 years, mention that to them. They will know. Regardless, I wanted to see how crazy this thing can get off regular old burst bays and my Lego ones, at least the ones that'll hold together. That's all I wanted to do. This is, I suppose, Phantom Assault. I don't have a name for these. For a few of them. This is just a free base spinning sharp using a 4x4 spin plate, or like ratcheting spin plate, that can be used on a couple of different things. The reason I say ratchets is because there are little ridges. I don't know how well you can see that on here. Yeah, you can see it fairly well. However, that is only with sectioned plates, kind of like the ones on these, like a octagon plate that is solid. With the circle plates, it's completely smooth. And then it's got a 2x2 jumper plate with I don't know what most Lego YouTubers would call this. I just call it a point. A tread. Yeah, just a rubber tread piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6x6 circle piece, and then 4x4 circle piece, and then a 2x2. And today, all we're going to be doing is spin tests. Just seeing how long this thing will spin for. And that actually covers the entire stadium, so I don't need to adjust that. Alright. First, we're going to be starting off with Heaven Pegasus. I don't have names for the weights, or at least I don't remember the names for the weights, so I just say Heaven Pegasus, Z, 0, Proof, Eternal. Alright, let's have some fun. Starting off with Heaven. Give it a couple seconds. It'll get up to speed. Next up in the ring will be Cosmo Pegasus, Octa. I believe this is Vanguard. Or sorry. Yeah, Cosmo Dragon, Octa, Vanguard, Revolve Dash. That one's run out of steam. So downside about Revolve is that it likes to lean down onto its free spinning plate. However, once it gets the balance going, it really starts to get going. Next up is Chozy's Spriggan, 0, Wall, Zeta Dash. So, fun fact about Zeta Dash, it has 3 modes. I will not be changing modes because all it has are defense, stamina, which is more like balance, and attack. Next up, Hello Kitty. Or, well, Hello Astral Kitty. Right now, it is on... I forget what the disc name is. It's the one that comes standard on... something... Oh, god damn it. Belial? Yeah, Belial. That's run out of steam. It's the one that comes standard on Dynamite Belial. Back to Heaven Pegasus. And you know what? For funsies, Ripfire Achilles. Let her rip! As I said, for funsies, Ripfires are Hasbro Beys, so unlike Takara, they don't have clicks. Hasbro Beys just have slides. The only Takara Bey that I'm aware that has slides is Maximum Garuda, and that's for balancing. Back to Heaven. Alright, I think we've proven my point, is that this thing will spin forever if given a good enough surface. But that has it spinning in counter spin. How well can it spin steel off of left spinning Beyblades like Dread Bahamut, 7 wall metal orbit? Here we go. How well can it spin steel off Beyblades like that? Fun fact, I don't have any working left spin launchers. All the gears are ripped on these two, so I'm stuck using these, which I have 4 of, so I can afford it, I guess. Now, Dread Bahamut. Downside about Metal Orbit is that it is very all over the place. Next up we have Rar Bahamut, because that one's already slowing down. This is Rar Bahamut. I believe this is Over and Metal Drift. Or Drift Metal. However the heck. Downside about Metal Drift is that it also is very all over the place. And if you're wondering, if you are seasoned veterans of Beyblade Burst and you're wondering why I'm not using a Fafnir, this is my, I believe this is Mirage Fafnir. It's rubber on rubber contact, guys. All of this blue is rubber. And with nothing? God, no. Very bad idea. Because it's double spin stealing. Too much friction. It is too much friction. So if I like... They'll spin equalize. Very, very quickly. And you guys can actually see the rotations. I can't. Unless I'm looking at the camera. Spin equalization. Not spin steal. Another one I can throw in, I suppose, is our boy Helios. Or not Helios. Oh, wait, yeah, it is Helios. King Helios. I believe this is 1B zone? Yeah, that's 1B zone. Let's throw it in 5-wing mode. Which, if you don't know, 5-wing mode is with when 1B's wings are all under the 5 wings of King, which is the ring here. Alright. And zone is a free spin driver. Also can be very much like Unite in a lot of regards. However, the free spinning thing gives it that kind of style. Let's try that again. Get it down. Spin equalization, and it will outspin. Yeah. Bonus of this ring here. If it just stops... If the base stops spinning, doesn't matter, because this will still spin. And you might be wondering, oh, isn't there like a base piece that's more circular and would allow for better spin stealing? There is. That's this piece. However, this makes it act a lot more like metal orbit or drift. Not great for spin stealing. It'll get movement, but not the kind of movement it needs. Okay, hang on. Let's go back to right spin real quick, just so I can show you something. This is Archer Hercules, 13 Eternal, aka it's stock. If I were to give this thing outer, probably spin almost indefinitely. Watch and learn, boy. Watch and learn, boys. This has one of the longest spinning stamina stock combos ever. And believe me when I say this battle will last no longer than, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds. Now, is that a sign that I don't clean my stadiums? Maybe. But, I've cleaned them multiple times. They don't tend to really matter in terms of statistic. And that's all the ones I can really use, at least for the ones that won't, like, freaking burst on stadium contact. Or, like, I can't use Y in this case because of Spiral Dash and the twin metal hammers. Which, if you don't know, this is metal. This is, I believe, die-cast. And let me just show you what happens real quick. Heaven Pegasus, not known for great teeth, but it gets the job done. Heavy boy. Still fairly hefty. Oh, dang it. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So I hammered that son of a gun. And the reason it was bouncing, another fun fact. Spiral doesn't like to sit flat in the spring catch. Alright. Regardless, though, that's fine. What I'd be more worried about, if I can... Where'd my frickin' Hasbro ripcord go? The heck? Oh, never mind, I'm blind. Alright. Zwei and Dread. Let me get my other... Alright. Locked and loaded. I'll do Dread first. As Y is up. Okay. Now. God damn. I didn't think Dread was that powerful. I don't remember Dread being that strong. Give me a second. Alright. Locked. Locked. Okay. Once again, Dread's going in first. Alright, do your thing. Fly hammer. I'm coming. Come on. Okay, so Dread is a little better. Oh. That's why. Dread, this red piece has a little tab sticking out here that's made of rubber. That's why it's doing better. I completely forget that's what the Gen weight does. It's like the one weight name I remember. Yeah, you get the point. This Y is also German, by the way. Was it 1, 2, 3? Y is 2. So, 2 longness. Alright, who else? Oh, right, I wanted to do Lego ones. Alright. So, I did go over a little bit on my launcher setups. I wanted to use ripcords and stuff that are already pre-made for me with a gear ratio. So I grabbed some of my old Airjitsu ripcords, which, give me a second, let me get my tape measure. Alright, so these ripcords are roughly a foot long. Don't ask me for the gear ratio, I couldn't tell you. Alright then. Now getting into these gears. What I've got here is, pulling out this piece. Not losing that, preferably. What I've got here is two 2x2 open hole, or like open pinhole plates, along with a stud plus axle and a 2x2 circle that just go into the bottom of this 4x4 open middle chunk. Like, I have one. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. Something like this, where it's 4x4, and there's this open 2x2 hole. That's what we're looking at. And then, where did I set that? Yeah, here we go. And then slide that into and through a 4x4, I keep doing that, circle. And then take one of these little black gears that I don't know the gear ratio. You'd have to look it up. And then you'd have to look up the gear ratio of these Airjitsu ripcords. These actually work pretty decently. And then, yeah, works extremely smooth. Not crazy smooth, but they get the job done at least. And then, here's your cap. And that's the whole main assembly. And yes, they're also dual spin, so you can switch ripcord direction. For the moment, I'm not going to do that. First up, we're going with what I like to call Cyclone Winger. Or not really. I just call it Cyclone because of the pattern and the free spin gimmick that I put on this one. Alright. Well, that one's supposed to happen. Give me a second. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, well that didn't do great now, did it? Okay. Probably because there's not a lot of weight behind these. How about, this is actually one I have a name for. Triple Galusian. 3, 2, 1, let's rip! Well, that don't work neither. Now, the reason this doesn't really work that great is primarily because there's no weight. No weight behind these blades. There is no, like, solid weight. Except for this one. Which is this is effectively that, but sharper. And also has that, piece I said was bad for spin stealing. Like, free spin. Anyways, I'm gonna try tilt launching it. For those who don't know, tilt launching. Oh god, I should lift this up a bit, shouldn't I? Tilt launching is just the act of doing this or this with your launcher. So that's how you get it to be docile-ish. However, I didn't launch it hard enough, so 1 second. Yeah, as I said, this does work. It's just there's not a lot of weight behind these blades. If I had, like, metal pieces, I might have a bit more of a chance, but until then, there's no weight behind these things, so they won't, like, do anything. I have experimented with other parts. Like, not a joke. And there's a lot of tips and drivers I can use. There's a lot of other parts I can use, like these little throwing star hole pieces, which I have tried. They don't work great, but they get the job done. So I was gonna maybe do a video about how useful those can be, and also how detrimental they can be. So if you want an episode of just that stuff, feel free to comment down below and say you do, because otherwise I'm really not going to know. Anyways, this has been CG. Thank you for watching, and see you later.